Alrighty folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about the flatbed trailer that got built. Now if you've watched back or if you've been on the channel long enough, I built this trailer a little over 3 years ago. It's been a great trailer, but today I'm going to talk to you about the things I don't like about it and what I would change if I built another one. So my biggest irritation with this trailer is the ramp pocket. It works great, looks good. The problem is it's like this much taller than the ramps are, so it's super hard to get them in there, and you got to get them just right, hold your teeth, and it's just a pain. The other problem I've noticed is when it rains or snows, water will melt through. It's all just angle iron here to hold it all. These ramps will get frozen in there, and if you get any amount of ice built up on the ramp or in the pocket, they won't slide through this gap here. Now I put this fascia piece on here, and the reason I made it as narrow as I did is because I had 1/8 inch flat bar that was 3 inches wide already, and I didn't have to go buy 4 inch or a little bit taller stuff. I could have just hung the ramps down here wherever I wanted, but I wanted a fascia piece to, look real nice, and I already had the 3 inch stuff. So a little bit of money saved, but could have been a little better. So anyway, if we redid that in the future, I think the next issue that I have would solve this problem as well. The next complaint I have about this trailer, and this would probably fix quite a few complaints about this trailer, is I should have put a dovetail on here. I didn't because I didn't have the room in the garage. My garage is only so long, and again, I was kind of in a hurry and saving money, but I should have put a dovetail out here, probably at least 2 feet, maybe 2.5, and it wouldn't have had to been steep. The biggest thing, number one, it would have shortened the length of the ramps that I needed. Number two, the ramps could have slid in the back because they dropped down and would have cleared this, so I wouldn't have had to build the whole fascia thing on the side of the trailer. And with the axles as far back as I put them, it would have, because the biggest issue, not that the length of the trailer with the axles where they are is an issue. The issue is you have to back trucks up far enough to keep your tongue weight low enough that your straps on the back axle are really steep here, and there's not a whole lot of places to tie down to trucks. So if I would have had a dovetail sticking out here, the straps would have been moved further back, we would have had shorter ramps, just would have been better overall. But we live and learn. Like I said, if I ever built another one, the axles I might move 6 inches more forward and then put a dove out here, but just things to note for the next one. My next biggest complaint is my stake pockets. The stake pockets are great, but I should have put a rub rail with pipe spools on, because when you're tying down to cars, I put the stake pockets on the very front, and those are great for tying down to the front of your vehicles. Awesome, really nice. You don't have to wrap around the frame and grab the channel. You got a stake pocket right on the front. But on the side, if you're hauling something other than a vehicle, bundle of lumber or whatever, and you need to tie down right here, you've either got to go down here or whatever. But if I would have done a rub rail with some pipe spools, it would have made using chains a lot easier, would have had more options to tie down just straight across something if we're hauling a load like that. Also, I probably would have put D-rings right on the fenders. Let me show you. I probably would have put a D-ring right on this channel piece right in the middle of the fender to give something, because we've got 6 or 7 feet between stake pockets here, so it would have been nice to have something there to throw over and strap something down, because I've tied down to fenders before, but these ones aren't hooked to the trailer body. They're removable, but these are kind of flimsy because they are only supported out here on the ends. So that one would have been nice. Again, to have to go buy 1/4 inch or 3/8 flat bar and some pipe spools and cut them all down, just saving money, not thinking. So down the road, we'll definitely have a rub rail on a trailer. All right, the toolbox is the next biggest complaint, or the storage box. It's a great box. There's no handle, but you don't need it. I can fit everything I need, but that's how deep it is. I should have put the floor down on the bottom of this channel and made it deeper, maybe a little taller. I could have made the tongue longer to make this box bigger, maybe give me a room for a spare tire up here, maybe a little bit bigger winch. But this could have been a little better. So, I mean, is it a deal breaker? No. It would be nicer to have, I mean, like I said, I've got all the straps and everything in here that I need, but it would be nice to have room for more, maybe a little taller. You know, I could weld it a piece of angle on the inside to hang chains on, be a little more organized there. I've just collected enough stuff over the years of doing this stuff that a little bit bigger box would have been a little nicer. So that's that. And probably the last thing that kind of irritates me is the paint job. I went and had this thing sandblasted and powder coated this kind of silvery color, and it's held up great. It's been tough. You can see spots where I had a couple of scrap vehicles on the side that metal has scraped, and like the zinc coating or whatever they put underneath the powder coat is really tough, and it's held up really nice. The problem that I don't like about it is I spent enough money powder coating it that I don't want to grind the powder coat off to put a rub rail on it. I could add a dovetail on the back, no problem. That's why I put the axles as far back as I did. So if I wanted to add on with the dovetail in the back, I could do it down the road. The problem is I've spent enough money with the powder coat and it's holding up fairly well that I don't want to go grind it all just to weld on what I need to weld on and then have to go try and match the paint. And I don't want to take it back to get it re-powder coated because it was enough money. And so it's kind of it's like, it's nice, but if I would have just gone to Tractor Supply or somewhere and got some good farm implement paint or some good Rust-Oleum or something tough, the little bits of rust that are starting to show through now, if I was having that on a regular trailer, I could just touch those up with a spray paint. If I wanted to add on things, a spare tire mount or whatever, I could just add those on and not have to worry too much about the paint. So the powder coat was nice because it holds up really well in the salt that we have around here in the winter, and it looks really good. You get it in the sun, it's got some like metal flake in it, but it really deters me from wanting to add on the things I want to add on and fix. So maybe one day I'll just do it and say, well, we need a trailer that works and not going to irritate me. But for now, that's what we got. Well, now let's talk about some things that I do like about the trailer. Number one, I love how long it is. It's 20 feet with no dovetail. So I can get 4-door long bed trucks on here, no problem. And it hauls them well. And with where I've put the axles, they're a little further back than they probably should have been. Technically, you need a 60-40 split. So they should be about 12 inches further forward. But like I said, down the road, if I wanted to put a dovetail on, I could. But where they are now, it tows really nice. And because they're back a little further, it backs up really nice too. So it rides good, and just a straight 20-foot deck is plenty. Also, this thing is solid as a rock. So it's all 6-inch channel. That's 4 pounds per foot. It's like a 200 thousandths wall thickness, and it's super tough. And it's got the full wrap tongue down the side, so this front section is really stiff and tough. So I've put, my father-in-law's got that mini excavator. You can look back and see the videos. I believe that thing is just shy of 11,000 pounds. So it comes up on here great, no problems, fits right between the fenders. And this trailer just, it pulls nice, and when you're loaded heavy, it just runs good, and it's a sweet trailer. And back when the reason I built this trailer was this thing got built when COVID started, and the trailers were hard to find. I had the money to go buy whatever trailer I wanted, but I called around to trailer places and said, I need a 20-foot deck. I don't want a dovetail. I don't want the ramps that stand up and pin on the back. I don't want that. I don't want a dovetail, and I need this, this, and that. And they said, well, good luck. If you find those, let us know, and I called 5 or 6 places around my area that sells trailers. So nobody had anything I wanted, so I just built it. Another thing I really, really, really love, reverse lights. Now, the only thing maybe I would have changed about the reverse lights is come right here and put a dedicated big reverse light here to get even more light. But these, it will change your life once you put reverse lights on a trailer. And once you do, you'll never go back. And the other thing maybe I would have changed is put some up on the front to shine kind of sideways midway through the trailer, so you can see what's going on up there when you're backing up. But reverse lights, ooh, they are so good. Another thing I like is these fenders. They're 1/8" plate. They're all welded solid. They mount on the front and the back. They're really easily removable. But I think one thing I might have changed is making them even shorter. Like the way the axle's flexed, I probably could have dropped these another 1.5 inches. Just be a little lower. Not that they're a problem, but they could be a little lower. Other than that, they're super solid. The one over there, I had a buddy borrow this trailer, and he was rolling a truck off, and it kind of took off and catched the ramp, and it bent him a little back, but pretty solid fenders here. So been good to me. Maybe welded them up solid. The rust kind of bleeds through because the joint's not welded all the way. But other than that, good fenders. Another thing I like is my winch. It's really low profile, and this is only a 4,500 pound winch. I think it's a Traveler from Tractor Supply. Now 4,500 pounds, yeah, it's probably not. We could probably have a 10,000 pound winch on here pretty easy, but if whatever you're winching on has wheels that are aired up, the tires are aired up and it rolls, this will pull it on just fine. And I've got a snatch block on it to double up if we have to, if we really got to pull them. So this one's getting wore out. The gearbox in it, you can hear it really starting to grind. So I think I'm gonna go to Harbor Freight. They make a 5,500 pound winch that comes loaded with synthetic rope already. So I might go try that one out just to see if it's any better, and the price on them isn't terrible. The other thing I like about my winch setup is this. I don't run a battery in this trailer. I went and got the same diameter cable that the winch runs, like a 6 gauge, and I put them on like 25-foot cables to run up to the truck. Because the problem I've found with batteries in your trailer is usually when you need them, they're dead because they sit so long. You got to keep a little solar panel on them, and it's just, that's one more battery to go buy. So for the same amount as it takes to buy a battery, you know, a good marine battery or whatever to keep on your trailer that now it's just gonna sit here, I can buy all that cable because your truck's always got a good battery. So that's actually one of the things I really like the most, is those cables to run them to my truck and not have to worry about keeping a battery on here and keeping it charged and alive and everything, wondering if it's dead when I need it and everything. The jumper cables are the way to go if you ask me. So one of the other things I really like is the adjustable coupler. Now this is a 3-position coupler. Probably could have gone to a 5, maybe a little taller, but my trucks, I don't have lifted trucks and all that stuff, so it's kind of, yeah. But if somebody borrows it out, I mean, most people have either got that B&W hitch or some sort of an adjustable hitch. But I like the adjustable coupler, and I like this type of coupler. This is a cast iron coupler, and back is locked, forward is unlocked, and it's the same as what I got on my dump trailer. And when you're unlocked, this thing, if you're on a hill or something, this thing's gonna come up and off fairly easy, so it doesn't want to bind up when you're trying to unhook it. But yeah, I really like the adjustable coupler, and that way if this ever wore out, it's super easy just to change this coupler piece. Those ones where you weld them on the A-frame piece and it's all in one, when the latch gets wore out or pieces break, or if somebody jackknife this thing, it's a lot easier to replace the channel coupler. Just slice it right off the front and boom, you're done, rather than have to go and cut off all this A-frame garbagey junk. Yeah, channel coupler is the way to go. Well guys, there you go. I mean, I don't know how many people are out there looking to build flatbed trailers, but if you are, there's some tips, you know, maybe consider a few things when you're doing it. But yeah, I've loved this trailer. It's been awesome. It's super heavy duty and no issues, you know, on the functionality of it. A few things could make your life easier, but for the most part, it's been great. So if you like this one, give it a thumbs up. Maybe someday you'll see this one for sale. Maybe I'll finally get ticked off enough with all the little things. I'll say, hey, this thing's for sale, somebody could buy it. So maybe keep an eye out. But yeah, if you haven't watched all the videos of how we built this thing, I'll put some links in the description, or if I'm smart enough to figure out how to post it at the end of this video, we'll do that. But hope you guys enjoyed this one. Give it a thumbs up. We got some good projects coming. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you in the next one.